Have you ever wondered what the future of policing looks like? Forget what you've seen in sci-fi movies. Because in China, the future is already here. We're talking about robot cops. These aren't just concepts or prototypes. They are actively patrolling airports, train stations, and public squares. So, what exactly do these mechanical officers do? And could they one day replace human police? Let's dive in and find out. First, let's talk about their roles. These aren't your typical beat cops chasing down criminals in high-speed pursuits. Their jobs are more about surveillance, information, and presence. Picture this. You're at a busy airport, and you see a sleek, wheeled robot gliding silently through the crowd. It's equipped with high-definition cameras capable of facial recognition. These robots can scan faces in a crowd and instantly cross-reference them with a national database of wanted individuals. If a match is found, an alert is sent to human officers nearby. So, their primary function is to be a mobile surveillance powerhouse, an extra set of eyes that never gets tired and never blinks. But that's not all. They also serve as interactive information kiosks. Lost in a massive train station, you can walk up to one of these robots and ask for directions. They can display maps, train schedules, and even help you find your gate. They're also equipped with sensors to detect environmental hazards like fires or smoke, and can even measure air quality and temperature. In an emergency, you can use them to make a direct call to a human police officer. Essentially, they handle many of the routine, non-confrontational tasks, freeing up their human counterparts to focus on more complex situations that require human judgment and empathy. So, who is building these futuristic guardians? The manufacturing of these police robots is a showcase of China's booming tech industry. Several companies are in the race, but one of the most prominent is the National University of Defense Technology. They developed one of the first models, the AMBA. These robots are a complex mix of artificial intelligence, robotics, and advanced sensor technology. The body is typically made from durable, lightweight composites, designed to be robust but not overtly aggressive in appearance. Inside, they're packed with processors, navigation systems using LiDAR and SLAM technology for autonomous movement, and a suite of cameras and sensors. It's a true fusion of hardware and software, all designed and largely manufactured within China, highlighting the country's ambition to be a global leader in AI and robotics. Now, you might be thinking, these things must cost a fortune, right? Well, yes and no. The initial purchase price for one of these advanced robots can be quite high, reportedly running into the tens of thousands of dollars, with some sources citing figures around $100,000 per unit. That sounds like a lot, but let's put it into perspective. When you factor in the salary, training, benefits, and pension for a human officer over several years, the cost of a robot that can operate 24/7 with minimal downtime starts to look more economical. The idea is that the long-term operational savings will offset the initial high investment. Of course, the initial cost is just one part of the equation. What about maintenance and servicing? These are complex machines, and just like any other technology, they need regular upkeep. Servicing involves routine software updates to improve their facial recognition algorithms and navigation systems. Hardware checks are also crucial. Technicians need to inspect the wheels, sensors, cameras, and battery systems to ensure everything is functioning correctly. If a part breaks, it needs to be replaced. Most of this maintenance is handled by specialized teams from the manufacturer or dedicated tech units within the police force. While the robots are designed for durability, they aren't indestructible. A simple fall down a flight of stairs or a deliberate act of vandalism could require significant and costly repairs. So, while they don't need coffee breaks or vacation time, they do have their own form of sick leave that requires technical expertise and spare parts. This brings us to the big question. Are these robots taking jobs away from human cops? The official narrative is a firm no. The deployment of these robots is framed as human-machine collaboration. The goal isn't to replace human officers, but to augment them. Robots are taking over the dull, dirty, and dangerous tasks. Think about a long, uneventful overnight patrol in a massive, empty plaza. It's a task that's perfect for a robot, which can tirelessly monitor the area while a human officer can be stationed in a control room, ready to respond to a real alert. This allows police departments to allocate their human resources more effectively. Instead of having officers tied up with routine surveillance or answering basic directional questions, they can focus on community engagement, criminal investigations, and emergency response to areas where human skills are irreplaceable. In fact, you could argue that this technology creates new jobs. It requires a workforce of technicians, software engineers, and data analysts to build, maintain, and manage these robotic systems. The nature of policing work might change, shifting some roles from the street to the control center, but the need for human oversight and decision-making remains paramount. The robot can identify a suspect, but it's a human officer who makes the final decision to apprehend them. The robot can detect a fire, but it's human firefighters who rush in to save lives. The technology is a tool, a very powerful one, but it's still just a tool in the hands of human operators. So, what does this all mean for the future? China is using its cities as a massive testing ground for this technology. The data and experience they are gathering will undoubtedly shape the next generation of robotic policing, not just in China but potentially around the world. We're seeing the very early stages of a major shift in law enforcement. While the idea of a fully autonomous RoboCop is still firmly in the realm of fiction, these assistive robotic officers are a real and growing presence. They represent a new model of policing, one that heavily relies on data, surveillance, and automation. As this technology evolves, it will undoubtedly raise important questions about privacy, surveillance, and the role of automation in society. How much surveillance is too much? What happens if the facial recognition system makes a mistake? These are crucial conversations we need to have. But for now, the robot cops of China offer a fascinating glimpse into a future where humans and machines work side by side to maintain public order. It's a future that's arriving faster than many of us ever imagined. Thanks for watching. What do you think about robot cops? A brilliant innovation or a step too far? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this look into the future, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more videos. See you next time!